will provide the link to the webinar. Usually I get the link, half an hour, 45 minutes after the webinar, but I'll definitely be able to send it to the group by the end of the day. All right. So in terms of accessing bids posted on Biddingo, you can do it one of two ways. You could log in to biddingo.com with your user ID and password, and you can search for bids either by typing in the organization name, the bid number, certain keywords. You can also use our categories. And then when you click on a category as an example, you'll see all of those bids that have been posted under that category, and you'll be able to search by the organization name, the bid number, the bid name, and be able to access the information from there. You can also access bids from your daily bid notice that you receive at the end of the day. You can also access bids from any invitations that you have received from the agency. The other way is by logging in directly to the agency's landing page. So the majority of the agencies that are posting their bids on Biddingo, such as the City of Windsor, the City of San Jose, WSIB, Mohawk Medbuy, MPSC, Sinai Health System, LCBO, just to name a few, they have what we call a landing page. So all of their bids, all of the bids that the agency posts on Biddingo are automatically posted on the landing page. So by logging into the agency's landing page, you'll be able to access the bids, bid opportunities, the documents, and ultimately submit your response. Now, if you were to access a bid from Biddingo and that agency had a landing page, when you click on the bid name or the bid number, you'll automatically be directed to the agency's landing page where you'll be able to access the documents and ultimately submit your response. So for our demo, I will be logging in to the landing page. So in the right-hand corner, you'll log in with your user ID and password, and you'll come to the landing page. User ID and password. And when you log in, you'll see two different tabs. So the list of solicitations lists all of the open bid opportunities that the agency has posted. And you'll be able to search by solicitation number, solicitation name, the closing date and time, when it was posted to Biddingo, if it's still open, the number of days the bid is open until, and the status. So there's three different types of statuses of a bid. Open for bidding, so this is an open or tendering bid. This bid, you can access the information, the details, the documents, and ultimately submit your response. When a bid reaches its closing date and time, the status will change to closed. And when an agency posts any award notice, then the status for that bid will automatically change to awarded. Now you can use the status column to search for bids that are open, closed, and or awarded. You'll see additional information in these columns here. Access bid documents. This refers to, for that bid, there are documents that you will need to download. And the start submission, that refers to this being an electronic bid, and you would need to submit your response electronically. Depending on how the bid was created, you'll see additional links in the menu options here. Announcements. If there are any addenda or special notices posted for that bid, then the announcements link will indicate that. Documents / electronic bidding. This is just, again, reminding you that there are documents associated with that bid, and the electronic bidding system means that you must submit your response electronically. And if the Q&A board was activated, you'll see the link there as well. Now, the My Bids tab will list bids specific to your organization. And you'll see that they will be divided into different sections. So my bid opportunities, these are bids that you have accessed. You may have accessed the bid details. You may have downloaded the documents. You may even have started to complete some of the responses. Those bids will be listed here. Solicitations on following. You'll see that when you access a bid for the first time, you can follow it, and then that bid will be listed in the solicitations on following section. If you submit a bid or when you submit a response to a bid, then that bid will be listed in the bid submitted section. There's also sections for any bids that you have been invited to by the organization titled Invitation Received. If any of the bids you are working on, the agency issues an addendum or special notice, there'll be an amendment section which will list all of those bids. So it's an easier way to locate and access bids that you're interested in, you're working in, as opposed to just searching from the general listing. But even from the general listing, you can search by keyword and, start date, closing date. All right. So I'm going to click on our first bid example, the electronic bidding document example. So from the bid listing, when you click on either the solicitation number or name, you'll be directed to the bid details page. So here in the right-hand corner, you're going to see the number of days the bid is open until, as well as the closing date and time. In the left-hand corner, you'll see your status, response not started, and this is where you can follow the bid. So after reviewing all of the details, the information, if you want to follow the bid, you can click on follow. And then if we go back to the My Bids tab, we will see that bid listed here. And then from here, you can click on the number and or the name to go back into the bid details page. Solicitation overview. So this section is where you'll find an overview of the bid. So whatever information the bid creator entered, you may find some instructions, some details, requirements, a review of the bid. You'll always find the bid name, bid number, closing date and time. Scrolling down further, in this area, you're going to see the solicitation number and name, when it was posted to Biddingo, the closing date and time, and if the agency scheduled any event or activity. If a site meeting was scheduled, you'll see the date and time of the site meeting, whether it's R recommended or M mandatory for you to attend. And if you click on the map icon, you'll see a location of the site meeting. If the intent to respond was activated, meaning the agency wants you to indicate your intent to respond to the bid, you'll see the deadline date and time, and whether it's R recommended or M mandatory for you to attend. And the question deadline. If the agency activated the Q&A board, here's where you'll see the deadline date and time in which you'll be able to ask questions regarding the solicitation. Scrolling down further, again, depending on how the bid was created, you'll see additional information regarding the bid. Online submission required. This is letting you know that you must submit your response electronically. A site meeting was activated. A site meeting was scheduled, so you'll be able to access information regarding the site meeting. The intent to respond was activated, and the Q&A board was activated as well. Scrolling down further, you'll come to expandable links. Now, depending on how the bid was created, some links may be applicable, some may not. As an example, if a site meeting wasn't scheduled, or if the Q&A board wasn't activated, you would not see those links there. But I'll just go link by link here. Solicitation documents. So here is where you'll find a listing of all the documents that the agency has uploaded for this bid that you would need to download. Now from here, you can download the documents individually or all together. If you do it individually, just click on the file name, agree to the disclaimer, click on download, the document will download, click on the file, and you can open up the document. The agency can upload multiple documents, multiple formats, Word, Excel, PDF. You can also download the document simultaneously. So when you go back to the solicitation documents link, click on solicitation document list. All the documents will be selected. Download selected documents. Agree to the disclaimer. A zip folder will be created with those documents. Click on the folder name, and then the content numbers will have the documents that have been downloaded, sorry. And then you can just click on each document to open it up. So as you can see, the agency can upload a PDF document, perhaps with some drawing specifications. You'll have the, the main RP document with all the instructions, details. There could be an Excel document that you may need to create, complete some pricing. Could be another Word or PDF document with some information that you need to complete. When you download the document, the system will log the date and time that you downloaded those documents. For this bid, You can also view a copy of the electronic bid document and print it to PDF. So if you click on the View Bid Document, you'll see a copy of the electronic bid document with all of the contents that have been created. You can print this to PDF, click PDF, print PDF, and now you have a PDF copy of the electronic bid document, again, with all the contents that have been created. In order for you to complete your response and ultimately submit your response, you will click on the online submission link and click here. But I'll save this for last. Site meeting. If a site meeting was scheduled, click on the link and you'll be able to see additional information regarding the meeting. The date and time, the location, whether it's recommended or mandatory, and any information provided by the agency. Whether you may need to meet in the lobby, if it's a physical site meeting, if it's a conference call, there may be the Zoom call, Teams meeting, or call details. The intent to respond. If the agency activated the intent to respond, here's where you indicate your intent to respond to the solicitation. After you click on the link, you'll see the date and time and whether, again, it's recommended or mandatory, and then click on the response to ITR. You have three options, or three options will display. You're interested. The default is that you're unsure, you'll decide later, and you're not interested. So after reviewing all the information details, you can then make the decision. If you're not interested, you'll have an option to provide a reason, and then you click on confirm. But for our example, I'll click on that my company is interested, and then submit. And if I go back to my intent to respond, my intent is saved. The Q&A board. If the agency activated the Q&A board, here's where you'll be able to ask questions regarding the solicitation up until the deadline date and time. Click on Go to Q&A board. Click on Add New Question. There's a subject or title field. You can put in your subject or title, and you can, enter one question. You can enter multiple questions in this field. You can also upload a document if you have multiple questions, whether you enter your questions in this field or whether you upload a document. After entering in information, click on Submit, and your question will be submitted. One thing about the Q&A board is that all of the questions are accessible to the vendors that log into the Q&A board. However, the company name is always kept confidential. You will see your name next to any questions that you have asked. The other vendors will see a message saying the owner does not wish to disclose the company information. So in saying that, if you are going to ask any questions regarding the solicitation, do not include any information that you do not want others to see, such as your company name, your contact information, or any proprietary information. Go back to our view bid details, and the last one of the other links is amendment. So if during the tendering of the bid, the agency issues an addendum or special notice, click on the amendments link. You'll be able to see the addendum information and see the information provided, and if there's any documents that were uploaded as part of the addendum. And the last link is document takers. Here you're going to see one of two things. The owner does not wish to disclose the document takers, or if the document takers are disclosed, you'll see a listing of the other vendor suppliers that have either been invited to this bid or who have downloaded the documents. This is an option the agency has when they create the bid, whether or not to disclose the document takers. All right. So again, solicitation documents, you download all the documents and click on the online submission link. Click here and you'll be brought into the eBidding system. So for this type of electronic bid, every time you access the eBidding system, the bid response checklist items window will pop up. And here you're going to see the bid name, your status, response not started. This section has all of the mandatory requirements that you need to complete in order for you to be able to submit your bid. For this type of bid, all mandatory requirements must be completed in order for you to be able to submit your bid. You can go to each content response window from the checklist here by clicking on the Go to Response button. This section lists any optional items that you may or may not want to complete. Also, as you complete the mandatory requirements, these will then be listed in the completed and optional items section, where you can always review your response before submitting. This is also the process that you'll go through to submit your response. So if there are any addenda or amendments or special notices, they would all be listed here, and you would have to confirm each and every one of them. You will review the terms of use, you'll agree, and then you click on submit. The submit button is not visible here because we have not completed any of the mandatory requirements. Closing the checklist here. Here's now the eBidding system in its entirety. Left-hand side, you're going to see the countdown clock showing you the exact number of days, hours, minutes to the second the bid is open until. As you can see, it is a revolving countdown. So anytime you log off and log back in, the system will automatically refresh itself and show you the exact closing date and time. The submit button, which I'm going to show momentarily, must be clicked before the countdown clock hits all zeros. Even if you're in the system and you're verifying, you're reviewing your response, once that clock hits zero, you will not be able to submit your response. Our status is response not started, and here is the bid information. Left-hand table of contents here lists all of the contents that have been created for this bid. A couple things to keep in mind is any content in which there's a paperclip icon indicates that there's a document or documents associated with that content that you need to download. Any content indicated with a red asterisk means that the response to that content is mandatory. And again, for this type of bid, all mandatory requirements must be completed in order for you to be able to ultimately submit your response. And then this is the display window. So whenever you click on the content from the table of contents, the information will display in the content window. So for this type of bid, there's different types of responses that you may need to complete. One would be reattaching documents that have been uploaded by the agency. You may be asked to prepare and upload documents such as resumes, references. You may also be asked to complete online responses, whether you need to answer certain questions or complete a bid form or price form. So those are what I'll be demonstrating. So again, when you click on the content name, the information will display in the display window here. Here we have a document that has been uploaded, and the reattachment of the document is mandatory. You'll see reattachment required here, and you'll see mandatory reattachment here. So the first thing to do is download the document. And again, it could be multiple documents. It could be a variety of different formats. It could be a Word document, perhaps with some information that you need to complete, an Excel document with some information you need to complete, maybe just a document with instructions on what you need to reattach. When you're ready to reattach your document, click on Upload Attachments, and the Add Attachments window pops up. Our system will allow you to upload as many documents as you want in multiple formats, Word, Excel, PDF. There's no limit to the total number of documents that you can upload. There's no limit to the total size of all the documents that you upload. Each individual document should not exceed 200 megabytes in size, regardless of the format. And even though our system will allow you to upload multiple documents, multiple formats, bear in mind that the agency in their instructions, they may indicate what type of document they want and how many. You may be asked to provide resumes, and the instructions may be that the resume file has to be PDF and cannot exceed 2 pages. So to upload one document, you can just click on the Browse, select the document from your files, add a description, and click on Upload. You can always download the document from here to verify. Click on the file name, open it up, and review. If it's an incorrect document, then you can delete it by clicking on the X, and then going back in and uploading the correct document, adding a description, and upload. If you want to upload multiple documents, you can use the Click to Attach More Files button, open up the necessary windows, and then just select your document, add a description, your next document, description, next, description, and then when you click on upload document, your documents will upload simultaneously. As you can see, multiple documents, multiple formats. You can download each one from here to, again, verify that it's the correct document. If you need to make any changes, you can delete and or add new documents. When you close the window, you'll see your documents listed here. The green check mark means that you have attached documents, and you can download them from here as well to verify. Click on the file name, open it up, and review. If you need to make any changes at any point, you can either click on the Click to Attach Files button or the Upload Attachments button, delete and or add documents. Where he wants you to upload specific documents, and they have created a response form to facilitate you uploading the documents. The thing to keep in mind is any item number that is indicated with a red asterisk means you must attach that document. So for this response form, item number 1 through 3 are mandatory. When you're completing this type of response form, you can upload the documents either by clicking on the item number or using the Click to Attach link. If you use the item number, click on the item number, bid item response window pops up, click on item response attachment, and here's where you can upload your documents, either one document or multiple documents. Click on browse, select your document, add your description, and upload. You can again download it from here to verify, delete, and add if it's incorrect. When you close the window, you'll see your document listed here, where you can also download it from here to verify. If you need to make any changes, you can delete and or click on the item number to add additional documents. If you use the Click to Attach link, when you click on the link, it'll automatically open up your file window where you can select the document to upload. If you're going to upload multiple documents, you can easily select them from here, click on Open, and they will upload simultaneously. And then you can just add a description of each one. You can download each one to verify. You can make changes by clicking on the X and or going back to the link and uploading new documents. Item number 3 is the same process. Either use the item number or the Click to Attach. Select your document or documents, and add your description. The system automatically saves your responses as you enter them. So as you're uploading documents, as you're attaching, as you're uploading documents, as you're attaching documents, as you complete the online response forms that I'm going to be showing momentarily, the system will automatically save your responses. So if you log off, log back in, you'll see what you've completed, and you can carry on where you left off. The next examples are online response forms where you may be asked to complete information in the system. The thing, again, to keep in mind of is any item number that is indicated with a red asterisk means all the responses must be completed. So in this example, for items number 1, 2, 3, we must provide a yes or no answer, and we must provide a longer response here. So if you're entering a radio button response, click on the appropriate response. If you're entering a response field, you can either type in your response, or if you have information in a document, you can easily copy and paste your response, and then add any more information. Here's an example of another response form, but instead, we need to select from the drop-down menu, and we have to provide a longer response. But what I want to demonstrate here is the ability to upload a document. When you are completing these types of online response forms, sorry, I'm just going to, I'm just hearing some background noise, so I'm just going to put everyone on mute here. And then, you know, if someone does have any questions, you can either use the chat or you can unmute yourselves and ask the question. Perfect. Thank you. So what I want to demonstrate here is the ability to upload documents. So any type of response form where you're asked to complete the information in the system, you have the ability to upload a document or documents to provide additional information. Item number 3, when you see the click to attach link, that means that it's mandatory for you to upload the document to that particular item number. So if you're entering drop-down menu, just select the appropriate response. If you are completing a response form, you can either copy and paste or you can type in your response. And for item number 3, it's mandatory to upload a document. So either click on the item number or the click to attach link, select your document or documents. They will upload, and then you can add your description. Again, you can always download the documents to verify. You can delete if incorrect and upload the correct document. For items number 1 and 2, although not mandatory, if you did want to upload a document, you can do that simply by clicking on the item number, item response attachment, and here is where you can upload your document, either one document or multiple documents. And there's our documents. Another type of response form is a bid form or price form, where you may be asked to provide pricing. Again, the thing to keep in mind of is any item number indicated with a red asterisk means that it's mandatory for you to complete. But what I want to demonstrate here is the export and import from Excel feature. Again, any type of response form where you're asked to complete the information in the system, whether it's Q&A type or a bid form, you have the ability to export the form to Excel, complete the information in the Excel file, then import the Excel file back in the system where your responses will align to the appropriate fields and columns. So to do that, you would first click on Export this form to Excel. The Excel file will generate. You can either, complete it yourself, or if you need to send it off to a colleague, you can send them off for them to complete it. To enter the fields, click on Enable Editing. And the only fields that you need to enter are the ones that are noted in the orange color. Any information, data entered by the agency cannot be edited or altered. When you're completing the unit price, you'll notice that the extended price will automatically calculate. Even if I try to change my unit price, those fields are locked. Once the Excel file is completed, it would need to be saved. So I'll just save it as 0922. When I go back to my online response form, I'm going to click on Import from Excel. I'm going to select that document from my files. File name displays here. Click on Submit, and the responses will align to the appropriate fields and columns. After you have imported the responses, they do not become static, meaning you can still make a change if required. If I want to change pricing to item number 1, I can override the number here, and I can add in my new unit price, and you'll notice that the extended price will automatically calculate. Just before I go through the submission process, I will stop here for any questions on accessing the bid, completing the various different response forms, whether it's uploading, attaching documents, or completing online responses. All right. So after you've completed all your responses and you're ready to submit, you'll go through the submission process. So either click on the click here link or the review response before submission button, and now you're going to go through that checklist. Here is, you'll see that our response is in progress. So we still have not submitted our response. This section says that all of the mandatory responses have been completed, so there's nothing outstanding to complete. This section lists all of the completed responses and optional responses. Completed, the mandatory completed, denoted by the green folder, and the optional responses denoted by the blue folder. And you can always review your responses from here. Click on the Go to Response button next to each content. You'll be brought to that content response window where you can review the response and make any changes. Here, if you want to delete or add any documents, you can either use the item number or the click to attach link, and then select your document and your description. Or you can use the table of contents. You can click on each content name, be brought to the content response window where you can review your response and make any changes. Once you made your changes, you'll carry on with the submission process. During the tendering of the bid, should there be any addenda or special notices, they would all be listed here, and you would have to acknowledge each and every one of them. This is a mandatory requirement. If you do not confirm addenda, you will not be able to submit your response. If there aren't any addenda, special notices posted, then there'll be nothing here for you to confirm. The last step is review the terms of use and click on I agree. You'll notice that the submit button is active in its green color. To submit your response, click on the submit button. A successful response is one in which you receive this confirmation timestamp. It's going to show you the date and time that you submitted your response. You will receive an email with the confirmation. You can print a copy of the e-receipt, which will have the bid information, submission information, and a listing of the documents that you've uploaded or attached to the various contents. You can also print a copy of the eBid response, which is a copy of the electronic bid document with all of your responses showing the files and documents you've attached, the files you've uploaded, and the online responses you completed. When you close all of the confirmation here, our status will change to submission completed, the date and time that you submitted your response. When we go back to our bid details page, our status will show submitted. And if we go back to my bids tab, you'll see that bid listed in the bid submitted section. Once you have submitted your response, if the bid is still tendering, you have the option to revise and resubmit your response as many times as you want, or you may choose to withdraw your response. So you can click on the solicitation number or name from the bid submitted section. You'll be directed to the bid details page. You can scroll to the online submission link, click here, and you're brought to the eBidding system. You can use the checklist to go to the response for each content to make any changes, or you can use the Edit My Response button from the table of contents to review your response and make any changes. If you want to look at your documents again, you can either delete and or add additional documents. Select the file, add your description, upload. You want to look at some of your online responses, click on Edit My Response, and make any changes if required. Once you have made your revision and you're ready to resubmit, you would have to go through the submission process. Just by editing your response doesn't mean that your response will be submitted. So you either click on the click here link or the review response before submission button, and you're going to go through the checklist. Again, nothing is incomplete, so all the mandatory responses are completed. You can again verify all your responses, acknowledge any and all addenda. Again, even if you do it the first time, you have to do it every time you submit a response. Review the terms of use, click on I agree, and then click on submit. You'll receive a new confirmation timestamp with the date and time that you submitted your response. You'll receive an email, and you can print a copy of the e-receipt and the e-bid response. When you close the confirmation window, your status will update with your new submission date and time. You can resubmit your response as many times as you want while the bid is still tendering. Once the bid closes, your last response submitted is the one the agency will access. And the other option you have is withdrawing your bid. You submitted your response, the bid is still tendering, your organization decides that you no longer want to participate in the bid, go back into the eBidding system, click on withdraw my eBid response. You can provide a reason. When you click on confirm, your entire response is deleted from the system. All your files you've uploaded, all your online responses are deleted, and you'll notice that our response, our status reverts to response not started. So as you can see, because this completely deletes your response, this should only be used if you want to completely withdraw your response. If you simply want to edit your response, then what you would do is you would go back into the eBidding system after submitting. You would make the changes either to the documents or the online responses, and then you would go through the submission process, and then you would submit your bid. However, if a response was withdrawn and the bid is still tendering and your organization decides that, yes, you do want to participate, then all you would need to do is go back into the eBidding system, complete all the mandatory requirements, document attachments, document uploads, completing the online responses, go through the submission process, and then submit your bid. Just before I go through the next bid example, I will stop here for any questions the group may have on that type of electronic bid. All right. So from our list of solicitations, I'm going to click on our next eBid example. So from the bid listing, click on either the solicitation number or the name. And you're going to be brought to the bid details page. Right-hand corner, you're going to see the number of days the bid is open until and the closing date and time. Left-hand side corner, you're going to see the status response not started. Here's where you can follow the bid. And after reviewing all of the information, if you want to follow the bid, click on follow. When you go back to the My Bids tab, you'll see that bid in the Solicitations on Following section, and you can easily access it from here. Continuing on with the solicitation overview, again, you're going to find information regarding the bid. You'll find the bid name and bid number. Scrolling down in this area, you're going to see the solicitation number, the solicitation name, when it was posted to Biddingo, the closing date and time, and any activities scheduled for this bid. If a site meeting was scheduled, the date and time, whether it's R recommended or M mandatory, a location of the site meeting. If the intent to respond was activated, the date and time of the site of the intent to respond, and whether it's R recommended or M mandatory for you to indicate. And if the Q&A board was activated, the deadline date and time in which you'll be able to ask questions regarding the solicitation. Scrolling down further, again, depending on how the bid was created, you'll see additional information. Online submission required, this letting you know that you must submit your response electronically, information about the site meeting, information about the intent to respond, and information about the Q&A board. And we come to our expandable links. So all of the other links are the same as the previous bid example. You know, if the document takers were displayed, then you'll be able to see that, or a message saying that the owner does not wish to disclose the document takers. The Q&A board, here's where you'll be able to ask questions regarding the solicitation up until the deadline date and time. The intent to respond, after reviewing all the information, here's where you indicate your intent to respond, whether you're interested or not interested. If a site meeting was scheduled, here's where you'll see the information about the site meeting. The solicitation documents. So here is where you'll find a listing of all the documents that have been uploaded for this solicitation. The agency can, again, upload as many documents as they want in multiple formats. You can download each one individually by clicking on the file name, agreeing to the disclaimer, and then opening it up. Or you can download them all. Select all, download selected, agree to the disclaimer, and download. A zip folder will be created. Click on the folder and you'll have all your documents there. You can click on each one to open them up. Again, there could be a Word document, an Excel document, a PDF document, multiple documents, multiple formats. Once you download the documents, the system will log the date and time that you've downloaded the documents. And then we have our online submission. So for this bid, what you would need to do is download all of the documents, complete the response, then you're going to access the eBidding system by clicking on the online submission and click here, and then you're going to be brought to the eBidding system. So as you can see, this is slightly different than the previous one. So I'll just cover some of the key areas. Left-hand side, the countdown clock, showing you the exact number of days, hours, minutes to the second the bid is open until. It's a revolving countdown, so anytime you log off and log back in, the system will automatically refresh itself and show you the exact closing date and time. The submit button must be clicked before that countdown clock hits all zeros. Our status is response not started. Here's our bid information. When you're ready to submit, you would go through the submission process by either clicking on the click here link or the review response before submission and going through the checklist. And this area is where you'll be uploading your documents. So for this type of bid, all you're going to be doing is uploading all the documents requested by the agency, as well as any documents that you want to upload. You can upload multiple documents, multiple formats. There's no limit to the total number of documents you can upload, nor is there a limit to the total size. Each document should not exceed 200 megabytes. To upload the document, you can do it one of two ways. When you click on the drop files here, your file window will open up. Select your document, click on open, the document will upload, and you can add your description. You can always download it from here to verify. Click on the file name, open it up. If it's incorrect, you can delete it, clicking on the X, confirm, and then going back in and uploading the correct document, and then adding your description. You can also drag and drop your files. So if you have your file window open, you can select the document or documents that you want to upload. And then you would simply drag them into the drop files area, and they will upload simultaneously. Multiple documents, multiple formats. And then you would add your description of each one. You can always download the documents to verify that they are the correct document. Click on the file name, open it up, and review. If it's an incorrect document or you may want to make some changes, you can either delete and or go back in and upload the correct document. The system automatically saves the documents as you upload them. So as you're uploading the documents, the system automatically saves. When you log off and log back in, you'll see the documents you have uploaded, and you can carry on where you left off. Once you have uploaded your documents and you're ready to submit, you can carry on, or you can start the submission process. Either click on the click here link or the review response before submission button, and you're going to go through the checklist. At this point, our response is in progress. We still have not submitted our response. Here are all the files we've uploaded, giving you another chance to download them to verify. Click on the file name and open. If you see that there's an incorrect document, a missing document, you can just close the checklist and then go back in and either delete and or upload a document. Continuing on with our submission process. As you saw from the previous bit, if there is any addenda, they would all be listed here and you have to acknowledge them. If there aren't any addenda, then you'll see a similar message such as this saying there are no addenda amendments issued. Terms of use, review, click on I agree. the submit button is active in its green color. To submit your response, click on the submit button. A successful response is one in which you receive the confirmation timestamp, showing you the date and time that you submitted your response. An email will be sent to you with the confirmation, and you can print a copy of the e-receipt, which will have the bid information and a listing of the files, documents you've uploaded and submitted. When you close the window, close the confirmation window, our status changes to submission completed, date and time that you submitted your response. When we go back to our bid details page, our status is submitted. And if we go back to our My Bids tab, that bid will be listed in the Bid Submitted section. You'll notice the other one is no longer there because we withdrew it. After you have submitted your response, if the bid is still tendering, you have the option to revise and resubmit your response as many times as you want, or you can withdraw your response. So from the Bid Submitted section, either click on the solicitation number or the name. You'll be directed to the bid details page. Scroll down to the online submission link, click here, and you'll access all of the files you've uploaded and submitted. To edit your response, you can do a number of things. You can delete old documents to perhaps upload revised documents, or you just may want to add or upload additional documents. And it would be the same process. Either, click on the drop files here or drag and drop your documents. So again, select your documents. Documents will upload, and then you can add your description. Once you have made your revisions and you're ready to resubmit, you would have to go through the submission process. Either click on the Click Here link or the Review Response Before Submission button, and you're going to go through the checklist. Here are all the files that we've uploaded, giving you another opportunity to download them to verify. You would have to acknowledge any addenda if they were issued. Review the terms of use, click on I agree, and click on Submit. You'll receive a new confirmation timestamp with the date and time that you submitted your response. You'll also receive an email, and you can print a copy of the e-receipt. When you close the window, your status will change with the new submission date and time. You can resubmit as many times as you want while the bid is still tendering. Once the bid closes, your last response submitted is the one the agency will access. And the other option you have is withdrawing your bid response. You submitted your response, the bid is still tendering, your organization decides that you no longer want to participate in the bid, go back into the eBidding system, click on Withdraw My eBid Response. You can provide a reason to the agency, click on Confirm, and your entire response is deleted from the system. All the files you've uploaded are deleted, and your status reverts to response not started. However, if after withdrawing your response, the bid is still tendering, your organization decides that yes, you do want to participate, all you would need to do is go back into the eBidding system, upload all of the documents requested by the agency, the ones that you want to provide, go through the submission process, and then submit your bid. For all our electronic bids, once your organization is on the document taker list, we send out 2 reminder emails letting you know the bid is closing. One is sent out 48 hours prior to the bid closing. The other is sent 24 hours prior to the bid closing. It's really meant as a reminder, letting you know that the bid that you're working on, you may have accessed the bid details, you may have downloaded the documents, you may have even completed some of the responses. It's letting you know that the bid is closing in the next couple of days. We have some tips in the email to ensure that you'll be successfully submitting your bid, and we have our contact information should you have any questions. That concludes our eBidding webinar. I will leave the floor open for any questions. I'll just take everyone off mute now if someone does have a question. You're welcome. Everyone does have my contact information from the registration. So definitely, if you do have any questions moving forward, feel free to give me a call, send me an email. I will be sending out the link to the recording of this webinar when I get it. Again, probably about in a half an hour. But in closing, I do want to thank everyone for participating in our eBidding webinar and want to wish you good luck on all the bids that you're working on. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.